Well, welcome to another video in Mac's workshop. It's a bit of a rainy day today, so naturally I gotta figure out something to do that doesn't involve riding a motorcycle or working out in the yard. And I figured what I'd like to do is talk about hammers. So I've got quite a few hammers, and you know, they seem like such a simple tool. They are a simple tool, but they're pretty essential to any kind of a shop, and I have a couple here that are kind of interesting. This first one I want to show you is my Vaughan. This guy is a 20-ounce Vaughan. I've had it for 35 years, I guess. And I just love the balance of this hammer and the shape of the handle. It's quite old school, and I've kind of retired it, and I'd use it for some fine finishing work, finishing nails and whatnot. But this old Vaughan is gonna last quite a long time yet. I've had to do a bit of a repair on the neck of it, but it's still quite serviceable. So I then went to an S-Wing. This is a solid shank tool. This is actually the same size as this guy here, same length, same weight, but this one is far more durable just because of the solid steel construction. And I like the shape of the claw. It's much better for doing a lot of nail pulling, you know. The curvy claw on this Vaughan it always feels a little bit suspect, like I'm going to snap the handle or whatever. But then we have a roofer's hammer, which is kind of an unusual tool, mainly because it's got an axe on the back of it for, you know, shingle splitting. And then the face of it is corrugated to grip those nails. And it's also quite a durable tool. And it is slightly longer than the typical hammer length. Really don't use that one all that much, but you know, it's in the toolbox, so there it is. Then we've got some smaller tools. This one's kind of funny. It's such a cheap hammer, $5, $10, but you can replace the rubber and the nylon. And I'm thinking to myself, that seems like an awful lot of effort to make a device like a tool like this when you can just buy a new one when the old one wears out. But you know, whatever. I used it for hammering the lids on the paint cans. As you can see there, it's nice and scuffed up. And then anytime you're kind of needing to nudge things around, well, this mallet is the tool for that. It's not going to mark up your finish. So yeah, that's my rubber mallet. Now this is the tool that I find quite interesting. This guy here is a ball peen hammer. I don't know how many ounces it is. It doesn't have any writing on it. It's clearly been forged. You know, it's quite different construction, and it comes from quite a while ago. My grandfather owned this tool, so I would estimate this is 60 or 70 years old at least. And it's all original, but it's a great sized peen just for those smaller jobs where you don't need a lot of weight. You just need some oomph to tap something out if you're drifting something or so forth. And then of course the real ball peen is quite a heavier tool. This guy here carries some heft. You can do some solid demolition and smacking around if you need to. The one thing about these ball peens is they have this face here, so you can actually lie it down and use it as a surface for straightening nails or hammering something flat or whatever the case may be. But here's my favorite hammer. This guy is a real brute. It's actually a brass head. I found this head on the side of the road and brought it home and realized, hey, why don't I just put a handle into it? I had a really nice hickory handle on hand, and it used to be, you know, 3 feet long. So I went about trying to get it to go in the head, and I did such a hash job of it. It's honestly a terrible job of mounting it, and I kept screwing it up and having to cut it shorter and shorter until I've ended up with what I call my Thor's hammer. I've never actually used it. Of course, a brass hammer is a very specific use. It's quite a soft metal, so yeah, anyways, those who know hammering will understand that concept. And then this leads me to my big hammer, my 10-pound sledge. This is the Destroyer. It'll smash rocks and concrete and walls and whatever else you want to beat up on. And I went with a synthetic handle on it the wooden handles in the past have not survived very well, which of course is why I had this handle from before. Yeah, so there's my hammer collection. Just another day in Mac's workshop. Thanks for watching.